Hey everybody, this is Morgan J. Ingram here, host of the SDR Chronicles, bringing you sales development content and sales leadership content as I document my journey in my sales development roles. And so today what I want to talk about is how to motivate someone when they're underperforming. And through this week, I'm going to have 5 straight videos just talking about things I've learned in leadership and stuff that I think that can be actionable across the board for every single one of you. So I'm going to really take a deep dive onto 3 things I do when I see someone's underperforming and I'm like, hey, look, I'm going to provide this motivation for them. So the number one thing I do is I ask them, hey, like, why are you underperforming, right? So it's just not, maybe it's not something that's out of their control, right? Maybe it's something external, outside of work. Could be something wrong with a family member, their own health, sibling, a friend. Something could be going on outside of work, relationships that could be affecting their workflow, could be affecting their results. And so having that proactive conversation with that individual, that rep, allows you to basically heed past all the other things that may be going through your head. Be very proactive when someone is underperforming. Don't be reactive and wait for them to come to you. Go to them and figure out what's going on. So if someone is underperforming on my team, I always pull them in a room and just ask them, like, hey, what is going on? Is there something external that's happening? I don't need to know the whole story, right? But I at least want to know, how I can help and, at least know that, hey, look, there's something that you may be struggling with right now. And I would like to at least provide that guidance so that, I can help you move forward and be successful in this role. So be very proactive and ask people what's going on in their lives and provide them with the certain resources that they may need. They may need 1 day off, they may need 2 days off just to reflect and just to get that, and they'll be super appreciative if you kind of go in there in the trenches with them and figure out what's going on with them so that they actually can move forward and go in the right direction. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is I always remind that rep of their long arching goals. So if someone's super close to getting promoted, I remind them, hey, look, you're getting close to get promoted, or hey, look, like, you have been having a great quarter, like, finish the quarter strong, don't finish it weak. So these are things I kind of promote to those individuals to make sure that they can actually move forward and be successful. I think it's super tough sometimes, when you're in the day-to-day grind, you forget your long arching goal, you forget why you're actually putting in the work every single day. But you have to be able to proactively tell that rep, hey, look, like, this is the reason why you're in this role. This is why you've been doing it for 10 months, 9 months, 8 months. And, this underperformance right now is not helping you get to that long-term goal. So it's a constant reminder to that rep to understand, hey, look, you're not just here to do this, like, you're actually here to do this thing that you told me you want to do in the long run. And so you always have to remind that person of that every single day. So that's kind of like the motivating factors. You always have to remember why your reps are here. Like, don't just treat it as like, oh, this is my rep and they're doing well and eventually get promoted. No, you need to be very proactive, very forward thinking with each rep, understanding what their goals are, and every single day if they're not doing what they need to be doing, telling them, like, hey, look, you need to be going after this. Like, why aren't you doing this, right? Why aren't you going after this every single day? Why is there not more urgency and more tenacity in your role right now and in your actions, because you told me you want to do this? So please and always remind those people of those forward-thinking actions and the things that they're doing every single day that they could be missing. So that's point number 2. Point number 3 is the pep talk. So kind of like getting in the room with them and getting them fired up, always kind of reinstating the fire in that individual, because sometimes when people are underperforming, they believe that they no longer have it, like they've lost all their skills and they no longer can get after it and they're lost. So the biggest thing is that to continuously tell somebody, like, hey, look, you can do this, you can be successful, you can make this happen. So I think that some people do miss that. They're not actually thinking about that every single day because they think that, oh crap, like, I don't know how to make phone calls anymore, I can't do emails anymore, and they lost all their skills. So the biggest thing to tell people at the end of the day is that, like, hey, look, you need to get after it, you need to do these things, you need to make it happen. Hey, look, we still believe in you, we still think you can do great things. Like, you have to basically get inside of that person and get them re-fired up, because they themselves have downplayed themselves. So you have to be the motivating factor, you have to be the reignition of the fire to get them fired up again, to get them moving. So those are the 3 points, guys, to basically how to motivate someone when they're underperforming. As I always say, guys, keep dialing, and I'll see you guys soon.